What up? What up? What up, Cowboys Pete's? Welcome back to another episode of Dallas Cowboys Uncensored. I'm co-host Eric Berger. With me, as always, Charlie Moffitt. How you doing?
Pretty good. Tired.
Tired. A lot of cleaning, spring cleaning after summer,
fall.
but yeah. Anyways, we got a banger. We're gonna recap the Chargers game a little bit. And then we'll dive into some matchups and predictions for the Eagles game coming up. So what up in the chat? Appreciate y'all coming out. If you're watching live or catch this on the replay, make sure to hit a like if you like it. Leave a comment too. I'll reply to those. We've got the lunatic in the house as always. A couple more people here. Anyways, did you get a chance to share this to Twitter?
I shared it on
Twitter. Okay. All right. We're good. All right. Do you want to jump into? Let's jump into the Chargers real quick. I wish we'd have broken it down on the game here, but let's start with the play calling on both sides of the ball. What'd you think? Just generalizations before we deep dive. Anything stand out to you with OC or DC play calling?
I don't like that. I didn't like those offensive play calling. Anytime you run the ball that much, and I'm not going to like it, especially on first downs. First and second, and early downs.
Yeah, the early down, right, is what the big issue I had with even with the EP. I mean, you've had you brought up the EPA on both the passing game and the running game, and it shows that actually the running game was actually pretty efficient, or at least above league average. So, and that the passing game was less efficient. Let's say as far as the advanced stats go, Dak was not great. Now you want to throw up completion percentage, he killed it, right? So it's 70, 80. I forget where he was at. He completed a bunch of balls, but they weren't downfield. They weren't explosive. They weren't a high EPA or efficient plays, right? Didn't give us a chance per play to score points.
Yeah, EPA was negative. And like I've said before, and I'll explain a little better this time, EPA is an efficiency stat, and it shows you how are you helping your team score points. One example, and I'll use it every show. When you start from the 25-yard line, you have a 1.06 EPA. Basically what that means over 20 years of data, it says teams average 1.0 points when they start at the 25-yard line. Every time you advance the ball, if you advance the ball at 35-yard line, I don't know what the EPA is there, but let's say it's 1.26, you just collected 0.2 EPA, meaning you helped your chance of scoring a touchdown. Right. When you have negative, that means basically when you're passing the ball, every time you pass the ball on average, you actually hurt your team's chance of scoring a touchdown. But the rush was EPA was positive, and rarely are you going to get that. Rarely. So and his ADOT was 5.2 or some bullshit like that. That's 2 games he's been under 7 on ADOT. I'm not going to make a big deal out of it right now. I'm just going. I know San Diego runs that too deep, and they just. I said about 3 weeks ago on this show that their new coordinator is their new head coach is the old coordinator for LA Rams.
He's a new age guy.
If we have a little bit of time when Eric's talking a lot here a little bit, I'll pull up his quote from last year that he said that he does not care about the 4 and 5 yard runs. He'll let you have all the 4 or 5 yard runs. Mm-hmm. What he doesn't want is he don't want the big splash plays. He don't want the 20 and 30 yard passes. And that's how the new era of defense coordinators are starting to play. They're starting to play off. They're giving you 6 and 7 man boxes and daring you to run it because they're like, fuck it. If you want to run it 3 or 4 yards at a time, 5 yard, we'll give you that. We don't care as long as you ain't hitting us for 20 and 30 yard big splash plays, because whether people want to believe it or not, that is what puts fucking points on the scoreboard in the NFL. Mm-hmm. That's how you move the ball down the field within 20 and 34 yard splash plays. So so that's why I'm not going to give them too much shit, because we just said, fuck it. If that's what they want to do, we'll just run it, keep the score low, and pray to little baby Jesus that we'll pull this out in the end. But we still lost time of possession. That's another For all your dipshit fans out there that thinks time of possession wins games, there you go. We didn't win time of possession, and we won the fucking game. And we won the time of possession the week before, and what the fuck happened? We lost the game. So
Exactly.
take that fucking 1980 bullshit in your fucking members only jacket and shove it up your ass. Tired of hearing that shit.
DJ Dog, what up? He says, so it's Steele for real. So yeah, let's stick to offense here because I want to get to the defense last. Offensive standouts. Steele whooped Bosa's ass. I can't put it any other way. It wasn't like he had a good game against Joey Bosa or, he was solid with a ton of help. They actually sent help his way on a few plays, and he didn't need it. There was a couple of times I went back and watched on Game Pass, and on offense, I focused on Steele, and on defense, I focused on Micah, and I actually have a hot take for everybody here a little later when we get to the defensive side of the ball for that game.
You know who the fuck this dude is? Is he trolling me?
Oh, no. Probably. I think we've invited it several times. But Steele had I'm completely impressed with how Steele performed. He not only had a good game, but he neutralized Joey Bosa. Joey didn't do shit all game. I mean, even when they lined him up at a fucking wide receiver, he whooped Bosa's ass on that play too. So with no help, one-on-one, he hit him, and then he peeled back and hit him again, same play. So is Steele the real deal? In my eyes, yes. He has jumped, and this is limited sample size, right? But what he did to Joey Bosa was impressive. Your thoughts?
Yeah, I thought he played well. I was impressed. Yeah. I mean, he played good. He played good. As far as being the real deal, I mean, I'm not so sure I'm going to put him on that category. I'd like to see him at least a couple more times. But yeah, against Bosa, I can't ask for anything more. I mean,
being against Bosa is what put it over, makes me want to make that jump to, okay, it's small sample size, but I'll still say he's the real deal because, they sent help his way and he didn't even need it at times. I also did see two tight ends beat Bosa, and Steele was, not a part of that play. And then I also saw Bosa was pretty hobbled after the second half, for most of the second half. So I don't know if he got rolled up on or whatever, but even if that's the case, man, I mean, he was completely shut down. What's Pat saying? Too many third downs?
When you run the ball a lot, you get a lot of third downs.
Right. When you smash
mouth for 4 yards, smash mouth for 5 yards, you're in 3rd and 2. And I say again, there is no fucking 3rd and manageable for you people who think there is, except 3rd and 1. If you're in 3rd and 2, you have a better chance of picking up a first down on 2nd and 10 than you do on 3rd and 2.
Right.
You have a better chance of picking up a first down on 1st and 10 than you do 3rd and 2. If you get in any third down situation that's not 3rd and 1, you just wasted the first 2 downs. And when you run the ball a lot, that tends to happen a lot for all you run the down ball people.
Well, he also says he didn't mind Tony running on early downs. Him and the one play that CeeDee Lamb lined up a tailback were both first down, at least early on in the game. And yeah, they both looked really good on first down. But again, Zeke didn't. But according to some of the advanced stats, Zeke had an efficient game. So this isn't a knock on the run game. This isn't a knock on the game plan. It's just overall, 20 years of fucking data shows that it's just not the right thing to do. Why gamble on it?
Zeke's EPA was 0.04. Tony Pollard's was 0.48. Pollard was basically 4 times more efficient.
4 times more efficient. And I've been screaming this shit since it's been 2-3 years or whenever Tony came to the fucking team. I forget, he was drafted 2018, 20, I don't remember. But and the big knock was always, we don't know, or no, it was he can't carry the load. He can't carry. He's a change of pace back. He can't be a every down back. Bullshit. I've said it since then too. Bullshit. Yes, he can. He's done it several times. And then, they try to come back. Well, we've never seen it. Well, now you did. They got about the same workload. And Pollard was 4 times as efficient. He had
this
more.
Facebook user is. I'm sorry, Eric. Go to our page and post from our page. If you don't like it, and go to our page, Dallas Cowboys Uncensored, and your name and shit will come up. With the group, Facebook is all weird about, I don't know what the fuck they do. But anyways,
Yeah, they got some bullshit.
You have to go through all kinds of shit to get them to post your name and shit. But if you're on our page also, go to our page and comment from there. If you're not on our page, look it up, Dallas Cowboys Uncensored, like it, and we're live there too. And your name and shit will get brought up. Just to let you know. That's the first time I've ever seen that. I guess that's what it looks like because nobody ever fucking watches from the group, so.
That's the first time I've actually seen a Facebook user. Appreciate you, the lunatic. He says 2018 4th round. Gotcha. Efficiency equals 90. He was talking about TP.
Oh, yeah.
Efficiency equals 90 million. No, that's the whole point of this whole running backs don't matter movement, is that you're not supposed to pay running backs $90 million because you can find guys in the 2018 draft in the 4th round that are actually more efficient and will never cost money. You just turn them loose after their rookie year. Keep turning them loose. You draft,
You draft one every 2 years. Draft a running back every 2 years and just keep rolling them fuckers through there.
Roll them through. You're never going to
have our offensive line. I don't give a fuck. It doesn't. Even if you have a bad offensive line, it doesn't matter. As great as people think Zeke was, what happened last year? Our offensive line went to shit. And who else went to shit? Mm-hmm. Zeke. So just keep your offensive line healthy. And keep them rolling in, and just draft a running back every couple of years, and just keep plugging them in, or even sign a little cheap $2-3 million vet. Spend $4 or $5 million. I'm good with that too. If they gave Pollard $4 or $5 million, I'd be great with that.
If Pollard would take $4 or $5 million, that'd be fantastic.
Yeah, but I don't think he will. Yeah. But overall, like I said, we won the game, so I'm good with it, and I understood why they was running it because they was giving them 6 and 7 man boxes a lot. They were just saying, "Here, fucking run the ball." But to me, at some point, you have to challenge them deep. You have to say, you know what, we're not going to just let you sit back there and dictate the whole game to us. And like I said, when you run the ball like that, it's going to be close games, because it's going to take up a lot of time. And they was eating up a lot of time with their offense. And like I've said before, fucking offense isn't the only one who controls time of possession. Your defense controls time of possession. You can have an 8 fucking minute drive and score 3 points. Your fucking defense can go out there and give up a 9-minute drive. They give up 7 points. You're down by 7, and that 8-minute drive was for what? So you can eat up 8 minutes of clock and still be behind? It just, like I said, it's senseless, But I understand it, His A-dot was actually low on the Bucks too, But I think a lot of that had to do with.
But that's depth of target.
And just trying to
pressure, right?
Yeah, trying to get the ball out of their hand quick. Like I said, I ain't gonna judge it yet. It's only 2 fucking games in. Mm-hmm. I always laugh at people overreact. So I'm just we'll see how it keeps going. But if it keeps going where his target depth is fucking below 7.
Plus, you run the 2 deep safety, and you're gonna get a lot of shit underneath because of that, of the way they line up. So they're gonna take over the top. Because that coach understands that it's the 20-yard gashes that fucking fuck you. So
yeah. But yeah, eventually you got to challenge them every once in a while. But I'm good with it. Like I said, if it happens 3-4 more games, I'm going to go into a conspiracy theory that I won't mention this show that I told Eric about. And he looks like he don't remember what I told him. But I'll go into a conspiracy theory if it happens another couple of games that I think might be why they're not doing it. But I won't do it yet because I hate fucking conspiracy theories. I think they're stupid. But after a little while, I might have to believe this one.
Ooh, that's juicy. Are you sure it was me?
Juicy. Yeah, I told you. Yeah, you might have been smoking some of that ganja.
Maybe. Okay.
Quite possible.
Rent running backs and linebackers, buy quarterbacks and corners. We seem to do the opposite. Here until lately. Hey, but we won't get there yet. We're still on offense. Anybody else stand out to you?
Fucking Zach Martin,
beast.
I it's obvious, but goddamn, dude, that dude just is a motherfucking monster, man. I mean, he just dominates. Like I used to always say, he's a top 3 guard. He's not top 3. There's not a fucking guard in the NFL.
Yeah,
I
he's
know
standing on top.
I know the old Indy guard up there, but I don't give a shit, man. That Martin is he's dominant, dude.
Well, that guy in Indy is Martin's little protege, right?
Protege,
they both went to Notre Dame.
Yeah, went to the Dame. Yeah.
So, I've got him. He's tops. And I noticed this game. I didn't hear, after the game, no reactions during the game, checking Twitter constantly, no updates, nobody complaining about Biotis too much. And I mentioned this in the last show we did that, maybe that some of their decision or some of the reasons they made a decision to put Steele out there instead of sliding Zach out was to kind of alleviate some of that stress on Biotis that he had the first game. Now, the Chargers didn't have the interior defensive front that Tampa did, so
not many do.
They're right, exactly. I mean, they're probably on top as well.
Fucking big hosses like that. So,
but still, I felt like Biotis didn't struggle nearly as much.
No, he didn't. He didn't.
The conspiracy film gets like,
yeah, I love the lunatic dude. He's I can't say my favorite. I'll piss everybody else, but he's one of my favorite fucking goddamn chat guys. But yeah, no. Overall, I was proud of the offense. I thought we was good enough. You know what I'm saying? There wasn't nothing special we did. I thought Pollard went above and beyond.
I thought so too.
I thought Zeke. But this thing about Zeke, I don't think Zeke played bad. I mean, he averaged 4.5. I don't think so either. He had positive EP. I try to tell people, I just kind of think that's who in the fuck he is now. He's not going to, people keep fucking wanting 2016 Zeke, and he's gone, and that's okay. I mean, besides his money he makes, but we can't do nothing about that. It is what it is now. That's who he is now. I know people see him fucking, working out against fucking trash cans and their peckers got hard over it. But I mean, it's trash cans. I mean, that's why I kept telling people, like, why aren't we posting this and talking about him against trash cans? It's fucking trash cans.
The problem with
my son in high school, dude, on his team, dude, they had like some ungodly fucking athletes on their team. I mean, ungodly. We had a 100-meter state champion. We had the relay state champion people on there. I mean, just speed out of the ass. If you put them on film doing trash cans, they're going to look good. I mean, he's a fucking all-pro athlete. If you put fucking Pollard out there, Zeke out there, Derrick Henry out there, Chubb out there, against trash cans, everybody's like, God, man, look at this dude, man. This dude looks good. Fuck yeah, he's trash cans. He's a world-class athlete. He should look good against trash cans. And everybody thinks that's going to translate to actually defensive players, and it just doesn't. I mean, I'm glad he worked hard, and I'm glad he got in shape because he is in shape. He is thinner. I mean, I love that, but I mean, I think people expect him too much, and he's going to have a couple good games. I think there's going to be 2-3 games this year. He'll go over 100, over 120, because he still has some shit in him, but it's just, we're not getting back to the 2016 Zeke. He's long fucking gone.
He doesn't have the burst ananymore.
It's like I don't think Dez in 2017. Everybody's like, oh, it's this and that. It's Dak. No, it's not fucking Dak, assholes. It's Dez. He's not who he used to be. His vertical was gone. His 50-50 balls, which at one point in his career wasn't 50-50. They was like 65-35. I mean, that's how good he was at jump balls. And that went away. He lost a little speed, which he never had, but his route running never got better. So when you lose a little speed, you route like Cooper. Cooper could play 15, 20 years in the NFL because that fucker's route running is on par. Like, his speed, he can lose speed and he's still going to be a badass wide receiver. If you don't have good route running and you lose other things, you better get better at route running, because if not, you're not going to be good. And Dez wasn't no good anymore.
Yeah.
And my point was proven. I told everybody that. Nobody wanted to believe me. And I think after 3 years and him not doing shit, after everybody's telling me he's going to be signed in a week, 2 weeks, he's going to get his money. And I'm like, y'all fucked in the head if you think he is. And I was right.
My biggest knock on Zeke is he doesn't have the burst anymore. He's not going to run away from you. The part about having that not sideline to sideline, but the lateral movement, the jump steps and all that shit, that's all fucking great. But you have to have burst once you're there. So once you make that cut, I need you to get up, because you can make 100 fucking cuts. They're going to get you every time. He doesn't have that burst anymore. I think Pollard's bag is bigger. And I'm not talking about his bank account. I'm talking about his bag of tricks. I think Pollard has more in his bag than Zeke does. I think Pollard can do everything Zeke can and some. And he has the burst. And really, I mean, you can go back a few years now. His yards after contact are always been higher than Zeke.
Yeah,
especially
like I said, this ain't me slamming on Zeke. I want Zeke. Dude, we have two good running backs.
Mm-hmm.
And for people like me and Eric, who is running backs don't matter, that's what the fuck I want. And the only thing is, one was making a lot of fucking money, so that kind of goes against what I'm doing. But if you got two, that's fucking great. You know, that use both of them. I mean, they both bring a little bit something different to the game. You know, I'm not complaining at all. I'm glad. I mean, we got two quality running backs and we're using them.
Yeah,
that's the magic thing right there. Use fucking both of them. Don't just unless one's in a game, and even Zeke. If one of them has a hot hand, fucking don't bring the other one in.
Right.
If it's Zeke, I'm fine. Zeke popping off 6-7 yards of carry like Pollard was the other day. Keep Pollard's ass on the sidelines or bring him in as a slot, you know, or some kind of little trick play, whatever you want to do. But let Zeke carry the ball, you know. And if Pollard's the one that's doing it, let Pollard carry the ball. You know, and if they're both doing, you know, pretty good, then just keep rotating them in and out. I mean, it's not a bad thing. I mean, we have two quality running backs, and Zeke is still a quality running back. I've never said he wasn't. He's not up on that upper echelon anymore, and there's nothing wrong with that because the difference between the upper echelon and everybody else is a smidge.
Yeah,
it's a smidge. It's not a big difference. Derrick Henry might be the only one that had somewhat of an argument of running backs matter, and even he doesn't have that argument, but. I could actually jump on the side. I wouldn't because I'd feel dirty, have to go take a shower. But I could jump on the side and say Derrick Henry matters. I won't do it, but I can make an argument for it.
The lunatic says Zeke and Jalen did not pay themselves. We're not anti-players get paid. We want everybody to get paid. We just don't want certain positions to be paid by this organization.
And that's the two positions that are on top of my list that you don't pay.
Right.
And we fucked up and paid both of them.
Paid both of them. So, yeah, this isn't
we let a quarterback walk for a third round fucking comp pick. We made Dak fucking wait 2 years to sign. It cost us even more money. We made Coop fucking wait a year to sign. Cost us more money. It's like, dude, Jesus, you know, hell, fucking Zach Martin. People don't remember this. They made Zach Martin wait a year. Zach Martin didn't get his deal when he should have. He had to wait a fucking year. And what did it do? It cost him more money. Mm-hmm. I mean, when your fucking guard, all-pro guard, can't get a deal done because they're fucking trying to fucking lowball them, you have a problem in the front office. You have a fucking you have issues with them thinking just because you have that fucking star in your helmet, you should bow down on your fucking knees and take a discount. And fuck that. We're not fucking 92 Cowboys. We're not the 90s Cowboys. There's no reason for people to be bowing down on their knees wanting to play for us.
Right. And we're not anti-Zeke or Jalen. We don't dislike either one of them. These are two of the most likable guys on the team. It has nothing to do. It's not personal at all.
No, like I said on last show, I like Jalen, man. I mean, Jalen has drop foot. I got drop foot, you know, so I know what the fuck he went through and even get back on the football field. You know, every time I walk, my shit slaps the ground. You can hear it if I'm in Walmart here. Pop, pop. You hear my foot slapping. So I know how it is.
He's another one we'll get to that'll get a tip of the cap from me. We'll get to defense.
The fact that he fucking is even on the football field, even being able to play, that's fucking amazing to me. Because if y'all saw me walking the shit, mind you, I have a lot more roaming than Jalen did. Jalen just fucked his knee up and ended up with drop foot because nerve damage. I got a lot of other shit, but still, I do respect for what he did and how much shit he went through to get back on the football field. It's pretty amazing that he did that. You know, but at the end of the day, he's a you know, above average linebacker, which above average linebackers should be 4th or 5th on your depth chart, and that's what he is. So he's fine.
Last time Zeke had a 40-plus yard run, Coop was still with the and well, where's that other fucking comment? There was another one with Pollard being faster. Yeah. So DJ Dog says Pollard has always been faster than Zeke coming out of the league. Yeah, I'm not talking about top end. I'm not talking about 5th gear. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about burst, your 1st and 2nd gear. How fast can you run away from somebody in your
like
first few
steps? Stop it on the dime and then get back going at full speed.
Right. Yeah. That's what I'm talking about. Zeke ain't got it. He can jump. He can sidestep and juke all like crazy now, but he still doesn't have the burst, and he's not winning to the outside. A couple of times it's because of his technique. And he's kind of bubbling out on a lot of these runs to the outside where he could have had an edge. He could have maybe made the edge, and he's bending it way too wide. It happened on the pitch versus Tampa, where he didn't get in at the goal line there. Instead of cutting up, I don't know why he's doing that. Anyways, we'll move on.
Remember, like I said, we got two good running backs. One gets paid too much, but like I said, if somebody offered me fucking goddamn $90 million for doing something I wasn't good at or something that I don't think deserved, I'm still going to take the shit. Hell, I'll give you a perfect example. About 15 years ago, I got a job as a certain fucking person, and I didn't even know what I was doing. Never done that before in my life. Everybody there at the job was pissed off because I was making the same amount of money as them. And I agreed. Told them, I said, yeah, I don't deserve it. I didn't go to the boss and tell him, hey, I don't deserve this money. Cut my fucking pay in half. I took every fucking penny of it.
Right.
I didn't give a shit. I mean, they gave me the job. I didn't ask. I didn't say you have to give me the job. They say, hey, you want the job? Sure. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing, but I'll take it. So I'm not mad at Zeke. Fuck, somebody offers you the money, you take it.
That's exactly right.
You're only worth as much as somebody pays you. And
Pat Campbell, we just don't like the contracts. That's exactly right. Vic, we're gonna get to this in a bit. Let's cover special teams, and then I'm gonna lay into this one pretty quick.
Well, special teams go quick because the only thing I want to talk about is the punt and block or attempt to punt and block. Other than that, I thought that I didn't.
Special teams played great.
I thought we kicked the ball deep like we should. I thought our coverage was good. I thought everything was good, but he got cute and tried to block the punt at that time of the game, at that part of the field, with that score.
No fucking need.
It just was no need for it.
And then his fucking comment after the fucking game. Well, I thought the fans wanted it, so I gave them what they want. Get the fuck out of here.
I love aggressiveness.
Somebody pull the fucking leash on this guy.
Yeah, but what I don't like is being a dipshit, and that was a dipshit move.
Yeah.
So no, that was horrible. When it happened in the chat, my first thing I said, like, why did we try to block that? What was the purpose? I mean, it was not necessary. There was no reason to block that. And if we would have blocked it, everybody's like, well, if we would have blocked it, you wouldn't have been mad. Yes, I would have. I can tell you, and Eric Mountain, remember me doing this. There's been times we've called plays on offense that worked, and I'm like, that was a stupid play. It worked, and I'm glad it worked, but that was a stupid play.
Yeah.
Compared to Texas Hold'em, since I played Texas Hold'em so much, or used to.
7-2 offsuit.
I can call it all in on 7-2 offsuit against pocket aces, and I can fucking run it and fucking win. Didn't make it a good call. Just meant I got lucky. I'm not going to look at that call like, yeah, that's fucking 7-2 off, bitch. That's fucking what you're supposed to do. No, you're not supposed to do that, dickhead. But you got lucky on it. So just because if it did work, I wouldn't have been like, okay, it worked. It must have been a good call. No, it's stupid. You don't do that shit. Joey Ickes had brought up 3 different punts because Chargers got 3 punts blocked last year. And he was trying to say that's why we went after it. And if you look at the play, we did the exact same thing them other teams did. But the 2 of the fucking videos he brought up against Miami and against the Jets, both of them was not just first quarter. They was first drive. San Diego's first drive after they stalled, them teams went after the punt. That's fine. That's the beginning of the game. You're trying to make a play, trying to make
nobody
a difference.
Hurt. Risk, low risk,
boom.
high reward.
Yeah, that's it. The only other one was the Baltimore one, which was almost identical to ours. Same place, score was about the same, time was about the same. But like I told him, I was like, that's why I gave him the 7-2. Yes, it worked. Didn't make it good. I don't think Baltimore should have did it either, or Jaguars should have did it either. But they did, and it worked. That's fine. It worked, but still not something you want to do at that time of the game and where you was at with the time left and with the score. I just thought it was kind of dumb. I don't think that's being aggressive. I think that's being fucking stupid. So there's a difference.
I've got 2 answers to this question, Wendell. Who do you think is the better running? Who's better running between the tackles? If I need a yard, I want Zeke. I don't think there's very many backs that can get down low and drive through contact like he can. He can fall forward. He falls forward almost every fucking time. But if I don't care, you go back and watch without having to go back and watch the fucking games. I'm telling you right now, Tony Pollard is better between the tackles. He's better outside. He's better between the tackles. He's better in the fucking passing game. He's probably just as good as a pass pro. Now he's not going to get the crazy pancake highlights that Zeke's get, but he puts blocks. He gets in ways. He makes them just like Zeke does. It ain't as pretty and it ain't as dramatic. He doesn't put defensive ends on their ass by chipping them. He doesn't do that shit, but he's just as good. He gets the job done just as good as Zeke does. So to answer your question there, I like Tony Pollard better anywhere. Give him the ball anywhere. I like him better.
Yeah, if it's 1 yard, that means they're going to come out and jumbo package, or
give me the bigger guy.
12 or 13
give me the bigger, stronger
They're going
guy.
to stack the box. Everything's going to be in close. I want Zeke. He's bigger. He's more powerful, and he can get you that 1 yard. But if it's 1st and 10, I'm taking Pollard over Zeke on
every time.
Between attack. Yeah, I just overall like Pollard more than I like Zeke. You know, that's not saying that Zeke sucks. Just saying I like Pollard more than Zeke. I don't want nobody to get out of control here. But yeah, no, special teams, that was it. Just that one.
Pollard returning it 2 yards inside the end zone on our final drive. We had a hold, which almost always comes on returns. Okay, the starter.
No, I agree with him there. I said in the chat, why the fuck does he bring it out all the time? It's like, just fucking kneel it, dude, and just take it to the 25. Maybe once a game, trying to do it, something. But Jesus Christ, he does it way too. Last year, he did it all the time. Last year, man. And Mike, not to be tried, he kept up with the shit, dude. It was like fucking 130, 140 yards, some crazy bullshit that he cost us just by not kneeling it. So yes, I can't argue that. He brings it out way, way, way too much.
I think if it's close, if you're catching it on the goal line, or you got a foot in or a foot out or whatever, I actually don't mind Tony bringing it out. He gets close, and he always gets past the 20, at least lately. Which I'm completely fine with. You don't have to get to the 25. Yeah, you're going to lose, but 23 yards on plus the possibility of breaking it and getting more. I'm okay with that. Now, if this guy's consistently bringing it out 4 yards deep and getting to the 15 to 20, then I'm pissed, right? But getting into
that's
the 22
what he did last year. Last year he was horrible.
Exactly.
I mean, fucking horrible.
But getting past the 20, if you're bringing it out a couple yards deep, I'm not going to be mad at you. I don't. That's not a huge detriment. That's not outweighing the risk or reward of actually popping a big one off, or even better, just going all the way. So I like the possibility of getting better, more yardage or a better field position if it's consistently bringing it out past the 20. If not, tone that motherfucker down. Tell Bones to chill.
Yeah.
Wendell says he wants Pollard and Lamb back there on kick returns.
No, you don't want. You don't.
Oh, I don't. Okay. Yeah,
we're the opposite.
See, if you can go and find me games, I'll challenge you to go find me kick returners and punt returners who have been injured in the last 10 years. And
they're going to bring up Dez. That's the first one everybody always brings up.
Okay, but it's literally, if you look around the rest of the fucking league, it's fucking rare as shit. The people that get hurt on those are usually big body guys, the guys up front, and these wedges and shit like that, getting rolled up on or whatever. It's usually the gunners with the head injuries and shit. It's very rare that returners get hurt. I don't think it's a very low risk play for the returner.
And if Lamb returns like he did last year, it's less than 2 a game. It's like 1.3 returns a game, and I'm not worried about one play a game that he's going to get hurt on. Yeah, not with the plays that he can make in the open field. I think the risk reward there. I think the reward far outweighs the risk.
Yep.
And everybody wants their best 11 out there on defense. Everybody wants their best 11 on offense. If he's part of your best 11 on fucking special teams, then having them the fuck out there, put them out there and let them go.
Right.
Only time I would say that if Dak was one of your best 11 punt returners. I'd be like, yeah, fuck that.
Yeah, you guys.
But he's the only one I would say I don't want my best 11 out there.
Yeah.
Dak is the one that you can return punts, but we ain't got to worry about that.
What's up, Bluff? Okay, you done with special teams?
Yeah.
I think that's all I got.
Yeah, special teams okay. Bluff just came in. Sorry, Bluff. You missed it.
Moving on. Bluff, tell your guy Bones to chill the fuck out. Defense. Anybody but Parsons you want to talk about? before we get to him?
Anything what?
Anything on defense except for
Anything on
Parsons
defense.
that you want to talk about?
Curtis is a monster. He needs to start. I don't give a shit if it's over KZ, if it's over Wilson when he gets back. He needs to start. I saw somebody talk about today going to big nickel a lot. I can deal with that.
Yeah.
He needs more playing time. He needs to be on the field a lot more.
He's disruptive wherever you put him. You can fucking rush the passer with him, and he's disruptive.
Osa's going to be a beast for the next 10 years. I love that guy. I'm not going to go in depth on a lot of these. Surprisingly, shockingly, I thought Jalen played a pretty good game. I was kind of shockingly surprised about that.
Salute to Jalen.
I thought LVE did good in the times that he was out there.
Linebackers look real good.
I thought the whole defense pretty much looked good. I wasn't depressed about any of it. Diggs looked good. He had a rough second half. He kind of got beat up a little bit, but
not really. When I noticed Diggs getting hurt or getting beat, it was a zone, and they were playing cover 2 over the top. A couple of plays and putting him in that trail technique bullshit. And I don't know if I like that. They've had a couple of players get burned on that stupid fucking move. It almost looked like he slowed down just to get into that trail position. Not even on the hip, like he slowed down to be a couple steps, trying to take the way that underneath. And a guy like Herbert, who's got a fucking rocket arm and is pretty accurate passer. And I'm talking about not a completion percentage, but ball placement. That shit's not going to fucking work. There's quarterbacks in this league that can beat that all fucking day. I don't like that trail technique. I think they need to stop it. But they were also running a lot of zone second half, and that kind of took. He even mentioned in his PC, Keenan didn't really do shit. I think he had 1 or 2 catches and man, and then but everything after that it was all out of zone coverage, and Diggs was still there to make the play. He actually got a hand on that one deep one, but I don't like the technique there. That's just me though.
Yeah, and like I said, I probably disagree a little bit. I thought his second half wasn't as good, zone or not. But he's still good. I think he got beat up a little bit in the second half. But like I said, I don't worry about shit like that. When you're going, there is no more Deion Sanders in the league. That's not going to happen. So if you go against fucking wide receivers like they had, it's going to happen every once in a while. You're going to have some games like he did against Evans where he just shuts down. Sometimes sometimes the wide receiver. I mean, it's fucking the NFL is set up for the wide receivers to win every fucking matchup. Mm-hmm. So when the cornerbacks actually do pretty good, it's actually amazing because they're not even allowed to touch them. They put their fucking finger on their hiney and they got a fucking flag on them. So, but yeah, no, I thought the whole I was okay with the whole defense. KZ did good. I was impressed with him.
Yeah,
but the ones that stood out to me was the one that stood out to me, way out to me, is Kurtz. He stood out to me.
He's been the guy since he fucking stepped foot in the door. I think.
Yeah,
should have been out there this whole time. Parsons should. We'll get there, man. We're close. I got a hot take for you guys. I agree with half of that statement right there. Neil, we'll get to Eagles here in a little bit. We'll bring up injuries and all that shit.
When did he get protocol? I've been busy all day.
Was
that today?
Yeah, and he's high risk. He's high risk contact risk. He actually hasn't tested positive. So while everybody's freaking out, there's actually a higher percentage probability, in my opinion, that he'll play versus a guy who tested negative and has to pass several tests. He actually hasn't tested positive yet. So he was just in close contact and a high risk. So we'll see. We should see something in the news.
Well, that depends. If he's vaccinated, we're fine. If he's not vaccinated, he's out for 10 days.
I could have sworn he had both deals. I could be. Oh, he didn't vaccinate. Oh, well, that's
and he's out for problem. 10 days. He's gone. Yeah, he's out automatic. And when and I want to say this real quick because I'm not getting no goddamn COVID conversation politics on this fucking show. But I will say this: people ask, "What is the fucking?" Not to be trite, and I'm not calling him out, but he asked the other day, "What's the advantage of being vaccinated if the guys are still being out 10 days?" And I told him, I said, because they have a chance.
Yeah.
Even though one hasn't fucking passed the protocol after fucking testing positive, they haven't done it yet. They have a chance. And the guy's like, yeah, but they haven't. Another guy's like, but they haven't done it. I said, no, they haven't. He said they haven't done it yet. And I said, yes. I said, yet. I was like, you keep telling me I'm saying if. I was like, I do say if a lot. I said, but you're saying yet. I said, that means because you know it's possible. I said, if you're not vaccinated and you test positive, you're fucked. You're out.
Yeah.
You're not coming back.
That's
and
on me. I thought he was.
And I said, the big part of it is the close contact. That's where it comes into play. Because if you're close contact, you're fucking shut down. I said 10 days. I think you shut down for 5 days. That's what it is. You're shut down for 5 days. I apologize. I was wrong on that. You're shut down for 5 days if you're in close contact and not vaccinated. If you test positive, you're automatically out for 10. So if you're vaccinated and you're close contact, nothing happens to you.
You just have to test negative to be put on the protocol.
No, you don't have to test negative. You're not
positive.
You're not quarantined. You're not nothing. You don't
until you test positive.
Yeah, right. They check you. Yeah, you're fine. If 5 days, as long as you're fine, nothing happens. You still get to go to the gym. You still get to go to the locker room. Nothing happens to you. But if you fucking not vaccinated and you have close contact, you're fucked. You're quarantined for 5 days. So whatever the day is, what's the day? Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So it's going to be it's going to be borderline.
But this was I can't remember if this was yesterday or today. When was he put on protocol? Chat's been on point with fucking correcting me here. He didn't vax, so he's in close contact quarantine, blah, blah, blah. Per Todd Archer. Yeah, if it's close contact, unvaccinated. Yep.
Marcus asked this. Marcus, they don't have to necessarily be a player. If he came in close contact off the field.
Trainer, restaurant, whatever the fuck, anywhere.
And if you turn your name in, I don't know how exactly that works. Exactly how they know it, but if you're a good teammate and you came in close contact, you'll admit it, even though you might, because if you do come in close contact and you get it and you don't tell nobody and you spread it, you fuck the whole team up. So he might have told somebody that, hey, look, I came in close contact and I need to, but that, like I said, that's the advantage of being vaccinated. If he was vaccinated, we wouldn't be talking about this. We'd just be shrugging our shoulder like, yeah, fuck it, he'll be back. But him not being vaccinated, it's going to be borderline.
Yeah.
But, that's advantages. I'm through with COVID. I get tired talking about that shit. I deleted
Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
all my friends last year over fucking COVID on Facebook and got off Facebook for a year because of that shit, because I wanted to fucking beat the shit out of half of them. So,
well, here's the deal. If he doesn't test positive in his 5 days, today's Wednesday, even if it was today, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, we play on Monday night, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He should be able to come back.
Yeah.
Yeah, he should be good.
Okay.
You see what Marcus said there.
That's a vet move.
That's a vet move, Marcus.
You got to.
Pat says fuck COVID.
Hey, we're with you.
I won't get Pat's information up here if he want to tell, but he has every right to say fuck COVID. But anyways,
that's a bitch.
Anyways, move on to what you want to move on. Move on to fucking person. I know you.
Yeah, I want the hot take. You want the hot take? Okay, I'll give you the fucking hot take. Micah Parsons is not a starting caliber defensive end. And I'll tell you why. For the production that we got from him, and depending on who you go, because a lot of those fucking stats that are put up there, aside from the sack, which I want to make clear, was not a fucking pass rush sack. That was 100%. I think Bluff said it, 100% on Herbert to get rid of that fucking ball. Micah was actually beat on that play for, at least the normal amount of time you would need to throw the ball. That's not I'm not ceding that sack to Parsons. Now, was the fucking burst unreal? Did he chase him down and make a fantastic fucking play? Fuck yes. But he could have done that from the linebacker position. I'll get to that in a second. Let me read this shit. Okay. I've got the snaps. I went back and watched, and I've got the splits first and second half of who he faced and how well he did. So if you're one of those that subscribes to the PFF grades, whatever, you're allowed to. I don't have anything against you, whatever. But how they grade out players and assess, like pass rushers getting what the fuck am I trying to say? Pressures, shit like that. That is so subjective. And the fact, Charlie's brought it up a couple times. They have those grades right away. And then, during the fucking game, there's pre-grades put out, and then PFF goes back, and then within 24 hours, there's final grades put out, and just, there's no way to fucking do that for every fucking player. in every fucking game. You'd have to have a fucking army of people, and it's really subjective. So the way I categorize a pressure is if the quarterback moves off the ball, if he's forced to throw it sooner than he was supposed to, or whatever, if it changes the arm angle of the fucking ball. And I'm not talking about a linebacker sitting 5 yards deep in coverage, with his arms up to where you got to sidearm it around him. I'm talking about as a pass rusher, if you move the quarterback off the ball, if you change the angle of trajectory of his arm, anything like that, move anything with his mechanics, that's a pressure in my book. Because
just let you know, that's how PFL does it too.
Okay, good. Well, I still fucking disagree with how they fucking get to it, because it's got to be a vicinity thing, in my opinion, because he gets close a lot. But Herbert is maybe a couple times put under pressure by Micah Parsons in this game. He did absolutely shit against Slater. So in the first half, Parsons had 6 snaps from right defensive end, got 8 up. These are pass rush snaps. I'm not counting down. I don't know how many total snaps he had in the game. But these are pass rush snaps. I'm not counting penalties. I'm not counting run plays, anything like that. I will talk about him versus the run a little later though. But in the second half, 6 snaps at right defensive end, got 8 up, 11 snaps at left defensive end in the first half. And then in the second half, he had 3.
I'm going to go get some water because Eric's going to be on this ride. I already heard all this shit.
He had 3 at the right defensive end position and 9. And I went back and watched every fucking snap. Listen, I'm not saying he's not good, okay? He's explosive as fuck. He made a 300-pound man look like a little bitch on that inside move and that bull rush. But what he does not have, and I'm not saying he can't have in the future, if he's taught and actually works in with it or works it in or learns how to fucking do it, but there is no dip and rip outside bend pass rush. He doesn't have it. He doesn't have it. I actually saw one good outside rush move, and really it was just that sidestep that he had in the whole game, and it was a fucking 9-yard drop. It's the only reason it worked. So why I'm saying that, I feel like with that kind of production, and he maybe had 3 or 4 pressures, 8, like PFF says, it absolutely didn't happen. I don't know what the fuck they were watching. It absolutely didn't fucking happen. So I gave him about 4 or 5, and anytime he won was to the inside. I don't think he put any pressure on as far as doing the bull rush, but man, he put homeboy on skates, old Stormy, whatever the fuck his fucking name is. But that's another point. He did this against a backup right tackle.
There we go.
Yeah. Listen.
I love that word backup.
Listen. So Bash actually has that dip and rip bend move on the outside and could easily have gotten the same amount of production as Parsons at that spot. I feel like Parsons was wasted in this game. We nullified our best player on defense, in my opinion. I think he should. Now, I want to make it clear, the linebackers, specifically Jalen and LVE, were fantastic in his stead. Jalen played above expectations. I saw him running down running backs in coverage, making play. Jalen had a hell of a game. LVE, he had the sack. I'm pretty sure he had a sack right up the middle. But listen, if fucking Parsons was playing that Mike fucking position and we're sending him on those inside rushes like the fucking Penn State fucking tape told us that he would do, like the fucking coaching staff told us what he would do, and you're rushing him at the middle, the 0, 1, 3, 5, 7 gaps or up to the 5 or whatever, 6 gaps, inside stunts, all that shit, that's where he thrives at. That's where he is the absolute best at. He has the burst for it. The little sidestep bullshit, that little fucking quick little inside move is killer. Do that shit from the inside. It'll be worth more. You're going up against 320 fucking pound dudes outside there. He's what? I don't know how much he fucking weighs, 250. He's giving up a fuck ton of weight. Now, he still held his own, but again, this guy was a backup right tackle, right? Their starter was out. When he faced a starting caliber tackle on the left side on the right side for him, And on the left side for the Chargers, Slater ate his ass up. Now, I know Slater was all world and he was a first-round pick and blah, 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 all that bullshit too, but they both were, right? They were both rated fucking high. They both went high in the first round. But he didn't do shit against Slater. He actually, Slater won every fucking snap. So that's my fucking take on Parsons. I don't want him at defensive end. I'm not saying he can't be later in the future, but he doesn't have it now. I feel like the production we can get from the bodies that are behind him, like your Dorrance Armstrongs, and I know he's got the ankle. We'll talk about injuries going into Philly here in a bit. I know he's got the ankle, but you've got Basham had a decent fucking game. The production you get from those guys, even Bradley Anae actually won snaps against Slater and actually looked like a pass rusher. I know it's impressive what he did. People see him flying around. He's backside, making plays on the backside. That's fucking fantastic. It looks great. We think he's a defensive end because he's doing a decent job, albeit against a backup, as a linebacker, as an undersized linebacker. That's why we're impressed with it. Not because it was a great game from a defensive end. That's just my opinion on it. I think he needs to be utilized as a linebacker. Bring him on the rush. That's what he does. But bring him up the fucking middle. That's what he does. All those fucking moves that he has, they're all bull and middle, jump to the middle, little jump cuts. Keep him in the box. Keep him inside. He doesn't have the bend. He doesn't have the move. It's not in the bag. So that's my deal on that. I'll get to DJ Dog's point. I think it was DJ Dog about spying Hurts this next game when we get to the Eagles preview. But that's my take on it. I don't think Parsons is a defensive end at the NFL level, starting defensive end. I think we've got bodies behind him.
Hold my beer for a second. I'm about to come on. You're going to get drunk as shit.
I think we have bodies behind him that can get close to similar or even better production. And we free up our best fucking player on the team to go actually do what the fuck he really does. And that's disrupt from the inside. Yeah, I thought it was a waste of fucking talent there, but hats off to him. He fucking, he didn't make life easy for old Stone. But anyways, let's hear Charlie's take, as Bluff says.
All right. First of all, what pressures are sacks, quarterback knockdowns, and hurries all combined. So when you see 8 pressures, they're giving 8 pressures for a sack, and then combined hurries and knockdowns.
Yeah.
That's how you get 8 pressures. All right. Just to let you know, that's how they come up with pressures. Pressures are 3 different stats combined. First, let me say, I don't really give a shit where he plays. The dude is dominant. I like him.
Negative.
Hey, I didn't interrupt you, so
okay.
Shut the fuck up and let me talk.
All right, go ahead.
I sat back and was nice and drank water
right.
and ate
You're
my Rice
absolutely
Krispie
right.
treat.
You're absolutely right. Go ahead.
I prefer him at middle linebacker. I don't see him playing defensive end. I think some people are overreacting that he's dominant and he's going to be the best defensive end on our team. That I could not disagree with more. He's best at middle linebacker, but in a crunch time, this is what this game did to me. As everybody knows, I wasn't big on the pick, but I always said he'd be our best linebacker on the team. That was true. That became true.
Yep.
What this game did for me was to just show me there's one more fucking thing he can do. There's one more thing. If you want to run him up out there with his hand in the dirt, he can do it. Now, can he do it full time for 17 games? No, I don't think he can. Maybe 2-3 years. If you want to put him over there, great. I don't care. Hold my beer. But this is where I'm not going to bring it up. You keep mentioning backup, and I keep talking about backup. The reason I keep mentioning backup, I'm not going to bring it up on this show because it's going to get brought up eventually. Because you're going to end up saying something eventually on this show. Okay, keeping the Joneses next week. At some point, you're going to make a point, and I'm going to reverse that point, and I'm going to throw that back up in the conversation, and we're going to see how that conversation.
I don't see how. I take that into effect with every fucking take.
No,
I take
you
that
don't.
into account every day. All right. Challenge accepted.
We'll get to that because it's going to come up at some point.
Okay.
It was a backup, and I'll take that. And I I do take backups and who somebody's actually facing. I do take that in consideration, and it was a backup. But this is where I have a problem. You keep saying Basham could have done the same thing. Basham had 15 snaps compared to 20 snaps on that side of the ball. That's what you said the other day.
Yeah, he had 15 total. Yep.
So
15 versus 20. Yeah. Yep. And 2 of those Basham snaps were stunts inside, so it's really about 13 versus 20.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I didn't see Basham do anything really close to what fucking he did. Did them 5 snaps help him that much? And then 5 snaps just make the totally difference in what Parsons did.
7 snaps? No. And I tried to make that point is that the production drop-off is not far. So basically I'm saying Parsons at defensive end versus fucking other guys, whoever the fuck you want to put there. It doesn't matter. Basham is just a guy because me and you were talking about it, in a chat. So Basham was just a guy that, I went and watched whoever had snaps, but anybody, it doesn't matter who the fuck you put over there. I don't care. All the other guys. Kamara actually had a fucking good game at left defensive end, and he was better against the run than Parsons. So whoever you want to put there. What I was saying is Parsons at defensive end and that gap between him and whoever else is way less than Parsons at middle linebacker and whoever the fuck else. I said the impact he could have at linebacker would be 10 times more than at defensive end because he doesn't have the outside technique. So he's just basically a guy. Now he's a undersized guy because he's a fucking linebacker naturally. Whatever he played in high school, whatever the fuck. I don't even think that. I think that shit is stupid. Defensive end in high school is completely different than this level.
Yeah, that's why he moved to linebacker in college.
Exactly. Size and everything. But this what I'm saying is I think he could have been so much more of a weapon on defense as a linebacker than as a defensive end in this game or any game moving forward until I see that he has actually learned and is pretty good at that outside rush technique, bending, getting low, dip, rip, all that bullshit. He don't have it. It's not in the bag. That's the only point I wanted to make. It's amazing. He looked amazing because it's a fucking linebacker doing a defensive end's job. Pretty decent, albeit against a fucking backup, but pretty decent, just as good or better than the other guys that played the position.
So it's basically a backup who plays right tackle, who's probably played right tackle for quite a few years. Mm-hmm. He's going against a guy that's never played defensive end before. Let's put that in context too. Yeah, yes, he's going against a backup, but Parsons never played defensive in fucking college or NFL. He's never put his hand in the dirt.
And that's another reason to not fucking put him there because he hasn't fucking played it. Now, can he? Clearly he can. Decent, not great, not, maybe good. I'll give you good, but not fucking all world like he can at linebacker. That's my only point.
See, that's where I can't argue with you because I don't say he's all world. You're speaking to a whole different dipshits than me because I don't think he's all world. I do think I give him at least 5 times more credit for what he did fucking Sunday than you and even I think even Bluff did it too. Y'all was both in the chat. So I give him more credit than y'all do, but I don't give him the credit that everybody else on Twitter and Facebook is giving him. I don't give him that much credit. I still think his best.
Well, we haven't seen him deployed at his fucking position yet of what he does the best. We haven't seen it yet. They fucking told us they told us what the fuck they were going to do when they drafted him. They told us what they were going to do in camp. They told us what they were fucking going to do. What we saw on the fucking tape in college. It's like, fuck, I want to see that. We haven't seen it in these past 2 weeks.
Well, like I said, the only thing that game did to me the other day is just make me like him even more. It's like, you know what? He can do that too. Like if you come in a pinch, fine. Or in passing downs, fucking, which I'm going to get to here in a little bit on passing downs, on 3rd and 10, obvious passing downs. Put that motherfucker out there and let him just use his fucking natural ability.
Yeah, I don't mind sending him off the edge 1 or 2-3 times a game as a linebacker. Is standing up. He did actually both.
Let me ask you this: have you seen anybody that said? Because I haven't, but in my defense, I've been cleaning this fucking house for fucking 3 days, so I haven't really been on Twitter much, and I haven't really been paying attention to the conversations. But I haven't. The little bit I have been, I haven't seen nobody say, "Boom, he's defensive man. That's where he needs to play the rest of his career."
It's all over everywhere. There's fucking video clips and
in my defense,
all the motherfuckers got tapes out of now. Everything they show is exact. I gave him credit for all that inside move and bull rush. He's a fucking monster. He's gonna win against elite talent. Well, he didn't against Slater. but
Well, I'll go back to Slater too. You
good.
keep saying he got shut down by Slater. Slater's pretty much shut down every motherfucker that he went against. Chase Young,
No
which
question.
is supposedly supposed to be. So if a dude that's never played that position gets shut down, I'm not going to be shocked. Hell, I'm not shocked that he shut.
Nobody should be shocked. Nobody. That's my point. I mean, Nobody should be shocked. We should, as a defensive coordinator, should be like, dude, we shouldn't send this motherfucker into a fucking brick wall for 7. He played right defensive end, fucking 9 fucking pass rushes against a fucking brick wall. We shouldn't do that. Yeah, I agree with you 100%.
But they sent him 20 times on the other side because they was like, all right, he can do it on the other side. So let's
put him on the other side. He was a little bit better. It was a little bit better. He actually won some snaps.
We won't never agree on this. We can argue for the next fucking 3 hours because a little bit better. I mean, because if he was getting shut down on one side and he was fucking do what he did from the other side, that's not a little bit better. That's quite a fucking bit better. You know, and my thing is this: is nobody that played right defensive end or left defensive end did what he did. Nobody. Basham did. You keep saying there ain't that much of it. Basham didn't do as good as he did, and he only had 5 more snaps. Or if you want to,
I actually saw a couple of. I saw a better outside rush from Basham. Bend and rip.
You're the only one. That's why. So I don't know. Maybe you and Bluff needs to come here and help you out here because you're the only fucking one. Y'all two the only one that just
I think
throwing it up there.
I haven't been on Twitter screaming it because I wanted to wait till the show to get it out there. I'll probably do it from now on, and we can go back and forth and start getting the conversation going.
Now that's what I'm talking about right there. Bluff comes up with a good one. I haven't seen that, and if anybody says that, I'll defend y'all. I'll be on y'all side. It's like, no, let's back the fuck off for a couple fucking minutes here, and let's back off. Like I said, the only thing he did the other day was prove to me that he was just that much more valuable. That pick is that much more fucking valuable.
And that's fair. That's fair.
Yeah, that's the only thing that did. Now we're going to disagree on how good he played. I think he played great. You think he played meh. You know that, but
I think what
he did was prove to me he can fucking do it in a pinch, not fucking ever down. I don't want to see him taking 27, 30 snaps again. I don't want to see that like this week, and I don't think we will this week. I think a lot of that had to do with we wasn't just missing one defensive end.
2 of them.
We was missing 2 of them. And I understand left side and right side is different. But when you're down to all your backups, you got to switch the motherfuckers around and just go with committee on both sides. Now that Gregory's back, I think it'll be more solid. I think Basham and Morstrom is going to get more from the left side. That's going to be. And I'm hoping what they're going to do with fucking Parsons is spy. That's what I want them to do. I want him in the middle and spy Jalen. Because a lot of Jalen's fucking shit is that he just fucking goes off and runs for 20 fucking yards because nobody's even there to fucking even do anything about it. Shit, excuse me. Did that in the middle of the show. But yeah, fucking let him spy Jalen. Fucking
20 million time, bro.
At times, fucking put him on the edge, let him rush there, put him in the middle, fucking let him rush from the middle, let him spy Jalen. Just move him all over. That's the only thing that game did for me. Is like, dude, you can put this motherfucker anywhere. Not 100% of the time, but just throw that motherfucker just – say Parsons go get ball and let him go get fucking ball. Mm-hmm. You know, whether it's from the middle, from the edge, fucking blitz, fucking hand in the dirt. I don't give a shit. Just let him go. But no, I mean that part we agree on. We just disagree on how well he played and the backup thing. But try living with him. What did she say?
Try living. Somebody's talking about don't argue with me. Corey, don't argue, you won't win. Fucking Charlie wins 99% of the time. I'm man enough to admit that shit. I think I've been right like 3 or 4 times in our entire
last
friendship.
time I checked, it was 3. I didn't even know he was keeping up with shit. He messaged me in chat. He was right about something. He goes, just want to remind you, that's 3 times. I said, 3 times what? He said, 3 times I've been right. I'm like, fuck, dude, you keeping count?
You got damn right.
Well, fucking aim higher. If you only did 3 times, you need to aim higher than 3. Jesus Christ.
Hey, man, you know your shit. I ain't gonna lie. You're my guy for most things football.
I agree with you 90% on what you said about Parsons.
I didn't think he played bad. I didn't, and I'm not going to say he played good or great because he played good or great as a linebacker playing defensive end against a backup right tackle. That has to be put into the conversation. It has to be input into the, whatever. It has to be in the equation.
I've always put when people come out against backups, I'm always like, hey, let's put some context with this shit and know who is he really facing. So I have no problem with anything you said, except like I said, we won't ever agree on it. So there's no reason to continue on how good he played. But other than that, facing a backup, I agree. Fucking, he needs to be a middle linebacker. Fucking agree. Yep. Can he be defensive end at some point in his career? Let's fucking see, but not this year. Let's wait till next year and give him a whole fucking offseason to work on that shit, and see what happens with D-Law and Gregory, and if Gregory gets re-signed or if D-Law gets cut, and that's going to probably freak some people out. But fucking, let's see. But right now, this team right here is better with him at middle linebacker. But I would say this: if during the crunch again we lose both defensive ends, I wouldn't have a big issue with him going back and playing that many snaps. But if you only down one defensive end, you need to put him back at fucking middle linebacker. Let him do his fucking thing. Because,
hey, real quick, do you have the splits pulled up, or can you pull up the splits for our personnel groupings?
Yeah, I got it pulled up. Yeah.
How much 12 personnel did we run?
Real quick, Parsons said, and I did see this on Twitter. Parsons said they asked him what he's going to do, and this was his words. He said, "I think you're going to see me at middle linebacker." He said, "I think you're going to see me at defensive end." He said, "I think you're going to see me blitzing, and I think you're going to see me in coverage." Pretty much what he's saying is that's what their object with him is: put him on the fucking field and move him around. Don't let the defenses know where he's coming from, and just let him fucking go. But yeah, no, we agree on 90% of that. It's his fucking play. It's the only thing we disagree on. But
perfect segue into the preview for the Eagles game.
Yeah, that's
a huge talking point. As
I'm sorry, Eric, keep talking. I'm talking out loud. I'm thinking out loud.
As Marcus brought up, you're good. As Marcus brought up, Armstrong is out with a high ankle sprain. I believe he was put on the 3-game IR. Right? Is it 3 games now?
Yeah,
he has to be.
It is.
Yeah,
oh shit,
okay.
That's the wrong one. I'm hitting it.
Maybe I'm thinking. Maybe I'm pulling somebody or thinking of somebody else. But I don't think this should have, because you got Randy Gregory, I think that's 1-for-1. I don't think you should overreact and have Parsons out there, especially at right defensive end if Randy Gregory's healthy and active. Okay,
all right.
let me go.
It's up on the screen, right? Because I'm on a different screen.
Yeah.
All right, there we go.
It's the personal. Okay.
It's kind of small, so I'll just talk about it. I'll tell you.
It's okay. I just wanted to
11 personnel was our main one.
Answer. What about the 12?
We ran 11 personnel 67% of the time.
Okay.
Now I want to show y'all something, and I'm going to go back to the running backs don't matter thing. I know y'all get tired of hearing me say this. 11 personnel. We ran out of that 48% of the time. We ran the ball 48% of the time out of 11 personnel. Our success rate was fucking 63. 63. That's how good we run out of 11 personnel. Mm-hmm. And why do you run good out of 11 personnel?
Because it's not a stacked box.
Go back to what Mosier said and I said when we brought Mosier on. Because it is hard to stack a box out of 11 personnel. If you stack a box out of 11 personnel, you have to bring a safety up. And if you do that, you are fucking leaving your wide receivers 101. That's why it's hard. You have 3 wide receivers out there already. So there's 3 people covering them. You got a tight end. Somebody has to cover him. That's 4.
Was our second
that leaves 7
12?
people left. And that leaves 7 people left. That's why. But anyways, we ran out of it 48% of the time, passed out of it 53% of the time, and we had a 67 success rate at passing it and a 63. It was our best personnel group in all day. Yes, you are correct. 12 personnel, we ran 23% of the time.
There's your answer, Houston. They do, and actually look for it a little more this game, especially with we'll have to see how he is, but Coop with the ribs, if he can't go or he's limited or they feel comfortable just singling him up, look for the tight ends across the middle in this game.
And I did lie. Our success rate out of 12 personnel was 67, so it was a bit higher than whatchamacallit. But we threw out of it 36% of the time, but we ran out of it 64% of the time. That was our main running personnel grouping. And we ran 21 personnel for who cares 8% of the time, 5 plays.
That's still we've already matched our 21 personnel from last year in these last 2 weeks, I think.
But our run success was only 50%. Our passing success was 67. But we only threw 3 passes out of it. So I mean, we only ran it 5 times. So let's don't get crazy on the success rate because it can kind of be.
There's got to be a minimum.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
There should be a minimum snap count there.
Well, it's like 1 personnel. We ran fucking 1 play and we have 100% success rate out of it, and that we ran it 1 time. So I mean. Yeah. So, but 11 personnel, 67, 12 personnel, 23. That was our main ones. That was the main ones last time too.
There's your answer, H.
We just
look
ran
for it more
11
this
personnel.
week. Actually, look. I don't know. You can't pick one because I think I know what you're talking about. I think what you're leading to is which one do you pick up in fantasy, and I don't have an answer for you. Schultz, I think, has more targets. Jarwin has dropped it a few times, but he's more of a upfield guy. Schultz is getting those little dink and dunk inside, but he is good after the catch too. So as far as picking one in fantasy, I'm not sure either one is worthy of fantasy. They're probably both touchdown dependent. But let me get off of fantasy. This is not a fantasy show.
Oh, you can talk about fantasy shit. I just suck at it and don't play it much. So
let me get in your league.
Yeah, I'm horrible.
I think Parsons was just that's exactly what happened. Exactly. I just think that it didn't need to be a necessity. I think he could have had more impact from the inside because the production we got out of him could have been matched or slightly below by the bodies we had there anyways. But I understand it completely. It's got to be factored to the equation. We were down D-Law, down Randy. I understand why they did it. I just don't agree with it. I don't think it was as effective as they'd hoped. In my opinion, could have been much more effective. Look at the game that LVE had. And now, put Micah there on those rushing plays. I mean, fuck, it'd have been nasty. But moving on, let's go to Philly.
Hey, Rika, Andrew Lunster said hi, Rika.
What's she
I haven't
say?
said shit to her all day, so I have to say
I think so too, Eric. I think he'll move back to linebacker this week with Gregory back. Armstrong is out, but we will have Anai and Basham to cover left. Yeah, I don't know if Anai plays left. I don't know if I'd have him there. He is really just a pass rush guy. But Bash definitely. You can have Urban out there. You can have – it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Nobody's going to be as good as D-Law. And, it's not going to be a huge difference from guy to guy. It doesn't matter. There's going to be a rotation. Whoever the fuck isn't tired, put him out there. That's what I say.
Yeah, I totally expect him to be back at middle linebacker and hopefully to spy Jalen. I think that's the best thing they can do.
Yeah, exactly.
I think
I'm sending him on at least fucking 7 to 10 blitzes that game. And if he's not fucking blitzing, I don't want him in coverage. I don't want him in that shit. I want him just hovering wherever the fuck Jalen goes. I looked at the box scores and went back and watched a few of their plays. That Philly offense is completely dependent on splash plays from him extending plays. Jalen Hurts is the key, or bombs, correct. So he is the key to that offense. They don't really have weapons. Ertz is no longer the Ertz of yesteryear, and
Ertz is out this game, man. I said something. He's on some protocol. I don't know if it's that or if he's hurt. Like I said,
I think he's banged up.
I feel bad because I'm doing a show and I have not looked at shit.
They actually have a couple of key injuries. We can get into that. I have them pulled up somewhere. So Graham, the defensive end, is out, right? He tore his Achilles.
We can make that fucking happen every day if you like. That could be arranged.
Not by me. He is. If you're listening to me, Pollard is overrated. But I agree with you. He's underrated as fuck. Hey, one person agree with me. Maybe two. That's a 2-person account there. Stop calling me freak asshole.
Yeah, that's why
throws inside the hash.
Jalen does two things. They throw a lot of deep passes, and when nobody's open and everybody's got their back turned, he just runs the ball. Mm-hmm. That's why you need a spy. So cover him good on the deep balls, and fucking don't let Jalen out of that pocket and do some crazy 15, 20-yard runs, and fucking pick up first downs.
Micah needs to be.
I didn't go back and rewatch the tape, but I watched all their game the other day. I watched some of their game against Atlanta, and I watched all of it on Sunday because they came on for the Cowboys, so I watched all that game. But we should. I think we'll be fine. I'm gonna be at the fucking game, so they better be fine.
If Randy Gregory is healthy and active, which everybody, there's no reason why he wouldn't be, right? He's the starting right defensive end. I want to see him get at least 60% of the snaps out of that and most of the pass rushing snaps. Now, the difference between this game and last game with putting Micah at left defensive end is he's not facing fucking Stormy Daniels or whatever the fuck his name was. He's facing Lane, who is a fucking top-notch right tackle. He's just going to get wasted there. Send a body, keep Micah at middle linebacker from the middle, spy Jalen all day long. I don't want to see him do anything on the defensive end wise, unless Randy's out, for a few plays or something, and you need someone coming from that edge or something stupid in game. But I don't want to. It shouldn't be part of the game plan to have Micah at defensive end either side, in my opinion.
Oh, he'll get some snaps from there now. 3rd and 10 and shit like that. They're going to have him on the edge rushing at some point.
Why bring him from the middle? Why he's better from the middle? His moves are the fucking bull rush and that fucking little inside step where he can come inside. Now he has that step to both sides, so why not come from the middle? His best move is is tailored to the middle of the fucking offense. And not only that, but most centers in the league are fucking, they're giving up 30, 40 fucking pounds to these guys on the outside and more to the guards. Go beat up on a fucking center. If he did that to a 320-pound Storm, that bull rush, I mean, he had homeboy on skates. If he can do that to big motherfuckers like that, he's going to destroy centers.
Well, they have Kelsey, so he's probably one of the best centers in the game. So
I haven't seen a fucking Micah Parsons. I don't think so.
And he's
great. Sure. He's a starter. Fuck off. Well, I like him better against fucking. How old is he? Fucking God, he's got to be up there. He looks like you in the press conferences with the fucking beard and shit, all peppered.
That motherfucker ain't as old as me.
Anyways,
I don't expect him to be back at linebacker, but I do see him going rushing from the edge. It might not even be rushing from the edge with his hand in the dirt. It might be a 4-3-4 down lineman and him just rushing from the edge also.
Right.
Like a blitz.
And they did that. They've done that with the safeties. They've done that with backers, nickel. It doesn't matter. Somebody's coming from the edge typically. And I love that about the defense. I love that about DC. He's bringing somebody most every fucking play.
I'll tell you one thing, man. I don't think I've ever seen a fucking defensive coordinator change his shit in 1 year like he has.
1 year, bro. It looks totally different.
Year. Like, when I hear coaches say, I went into, when I got fired, I self-evaluated and
Eminem did the same thing. Or
I did this and I did that. And you're like, okay. And they usually come out and pretty much do the same fucking thing, maybe a little change. That motherfucker just switched everything. Yeah. Like his coverages, his blitzing.
Almost a little too much, though.
He reversed everything, so.
Yeah, hats off. I think if you don't evolve in the game, you're just going to get passed up. Like half the fucking franchises who still think running the fucking ball is the way to go.
Yeah, I think that's what he did. I think he realized his cover 3, and Jeff Cannavale always talks about this. Cover 3 is kind of outdated, and teams have learned how to beat it. And I think he's learned that. I think he learned, with his alignment, his front 7, that it was kind of outdated and just kind of the same old thing. And I think he realized, I think he took some shit from everybody. I think he looked at all defenses like, you know what? I'm just going to mix a lot of this shit in all together, and let's see how this turns out.
Yeah.
And so far, not bad. I have our DVOA. We're right around 20 and everything overall. So, and most fans, like I know me and you and Bluff, we's all saying that we think we can be, around 15 to 18, 12, maybe a high point. And if after 2 games against 2 offenses like we've played, and we're around 20, 21, 22, somewhere in there, that's not bad. I mean, that's pretty decent after 2 games.
That ranking is yards allowed, right?
No. That's DVOA. What I'm bringing
okay, DVOA.
The yards. You know how I'm about.
Who gives a fuck?
I don't give a shit about total yards.
Right.
NFL fucks up by ranking them.
Exactly.
Everybody's like, we're ranked 24th on yards. I don't give a shit how many yards somebody gives up.
Yeah, well, we're ranked first in the turnover margin, so fuck off.
Yeah, total yards is a wasted stat unless you're in fantasy football. Then you love total yards. That's the only thing total yards is good.
How many points on the scoreboard for yards?
Yeah, I mean, everybody's like total yards, and they automatically put that with efficiency, and that fucking has nothing to do with efficiency. Zeke runs for 120 yards and fucking has a negative 24 fucking EPA, and everybody, he's efficient. No, he wasn't. He fucking wasn't
volume
efficient
stat.
at all. Mm-hmm. It's a fucking volume stat. Mm-hmm. The more carries you get, the more fucking yards you're going to get. It's same with quarterbacks too. I'm not just knocking running backs. quarterback yards. It's a volume stat. Dak was number 2 in the NFL a couple years ago. He was also number 2 in attempts. Fucking Winston, whatever the fuck that dude's name is, playing with the Saints now. He was
James.
number 1. He was number 1 in yards. He was number 1 in attempts that year. That's just kind of how it works. It's just you throw a lot, you get a lot of yards. So,
okay.
Yeah, I'm not a total yards guy, so I don't really give a shit.
What do you want to see from the offense this week?
I want to pass more.
Clearly.
not as much as we did Tampa Bay, but more than we did. Somewhere in the middle of that shit is what we need to fucking. We need to find like a run of 30, 35, 35, 37, somewhere in there. Let me back that up. I'm because I'm also not. I'm against that too. To pick a number of what you want, because the game would dictate it.
Sure.
If we come out and pass the ball 20 times in the first half, okay, and then we get a 21-point lead, well, we're not passing it 20 times in the second half. We're probably going to pass around 10 times. So we might only get, 30, we're at 30, 27, and 30 attempts, and that's fine. That's how you should play. You should get the fucking lead and then turn it to your run game. So I can't really say how many times I want them to throw it. I can just tell you this. I want over 60% of the time on first and second down, and I want over 60% of the time total in the first half, and then go from there. If you have the lead, reverse that shit, start running the ball. If you don't have the lead, keep fucking running that fucking ball. Keep passing that fucking ball. So.
Yeah, for me, I want Dak slinging it. He's also on my fantasy team, so there's a little bit of bias there. But, if you want to run the ball, great. Get up early. Then we'll run it. I also think running up the middle is not going to work this game. Now, Fletcher Cox is old as fuck, but he's still a fucking hoss, and he's actually a little bit banged up. I see he made the injury report. He's a little banged up, but even him – go ahead.
I'm sorry. No, I interrupt you. Go ahead. That's my bad. Go ahead. Finish.
You thinking out loud again? Yeah,
I'm sorry. Yeah, go ahead.
I don't think running up the middle is a good idea, especially with Biotic not, our best fucking offensive lineman. But, I think we can run outside on this team. I think we can Graham, I think is his name, defensive end on the right side. He's out.
That's why I was going to ask you.
Towards Achilles.
Yeah, that's why I was going to ask you. I could have swore I saw he was out. That's why I interrupted you.
Yeah.
Is he out? He's out, right?
And that whole fucking squad is banged up. Now we've got injuries, but they've got a fuck ton of injuries too. I think we'll be able to throw at will, and I think we'll be able to take the outside. We should own the edges in this game coming up. And
that's another thing I forgot to mention about the San Diego game. We have both defensive ends out, our safety out, our linebacker moved to defensive end, and you put all that shit together, dude, I thought we played fucking really, really well.
Absolutely.
And Curse, even though I think he's great, he's still coming off a major injury and didn't play last year.
Hey, Hook
played very few.
A lot of these role player guys played.
Or one of the Hooker was another one that had to come in and get some playing time. He
and
didn't
were
really get
electric.
any fucking practice or preseason.
Exactly.
So I think when you combine all that, I'm really excited for what the Vulcan defense. I said it before the season started, and they've done nothing to disappoint me in the first 2 games. Yep. They gave up 31 points against Tom Brady. That's fine. It wasn't about the point. It's just about overall. How did they look overall? And in last game, did we get some penalties? For them, that went against them and help us. Yes, but like I said, every game it happens. We got with that one drive. We went down. We was going to kick a field goal at least. We had 2 fucking major penalties that pushed us back. Dak took a bad sack, so it ain't like we played perfect either. So, shit happens. Sometimes you're going to get some fucked up penalties called against you and some questionable ones. And we had some questionable non-calls against us too. I thought little man from Florida State, I thought he interfered with Cooper on that fucking play. That was a 4th down play. I thought he fucking interfered with him. He didn't.
I thought so too.
So
Tony, the broadcast called it immediately.
Yeah, so I don't get mad about it because I just know, hey, it's just kind of the flow of the game, man. You get some calls, you don't get some calls, you get some bad calls, you get some good calls, and at the end of the game, you just kind of shrug your shoulders, and it usually evens out. And if it doesn't, by the end of the year, you can go back and count them. And if you open your eyes and actually watch the other team just as critical as the Cowboys, you'll see they get some fucked up calls too. Like I've always told people this, go to another Falcon fans forum, message board, whatever you call them now, Facebook group, shit like that, and you'll see they say the same thing as we do. Oh, that's a bullshit call. That's fucked up calls. We're playing the refs. Same thing Cowboys fans say. It goes both ways. They're equally as bad. If you want to say the refs are bad, I don't have no problem with that. But they're equally as bad for everybody. They don't harp on us anymore than they harp on anybody else.
Yeah.
I know Cowboy fans disagree with that, but it's
Windows
not
says more catches for Lamb. Listen, dude, he outpaced everybody by 5 catches. Dak hit 7 different receivers, running backs, and tight ends for catches last week. I don't know how you get it without forcing it to Lamb more. I mean, he's clearly leading the team with targets and catches, I believe. I mean, I'd be willing to bet money on that.
Yeah, I think Cooper's actually leading with target. I mean, with thing. Like I said, I haven't done no prep for this show this week.
Coop only got 3 this game, and Lamb had 8. So he made up 5 catches against Tampa Bay. I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't know. I can't.
Yeah,
I can't sit here or I don't know the. I'll look it up real quick while you're talking. Like I said, like when you're talking.
I went to start looking it up too. Anyways, yeah, I couldn't think. This is not it, Houston.
I got it right here.
I think you're just a Texans fan trying to talk shit on a Cowboys show. This ain't it.
Oh, here we go. Receiving receptions. Yeah, Amari Cooper's got 1 more. Lamb's got 2 more targets, and Cooper's got 1 more reception. Cooper's got 16 receptions. Lamb's got 15. Cooper's got 22 targets. Lamb's got 24. You also got to remember Lamb dropped 3 balls in the first game too.
Yeah, that's true. I think he had
now Lamb does lead in yards. He has 185 yards to Cooper's 163. So that's it. But yeah, I knew they was close on everything because I think the first game Cooper kind of dominated, and I think this game Lamb came back and caught up a little bit. And like I said, I love both of them, but I still say by the end of the season, Lamb will be the number one wide receiver on this team. Now, when I say that, sometimes people think that means I'm saying Cooper's no longer a number 1 wide receiver. That's not what I'm saying.
Yeah, he's still
I'm saying on this team.
Right.
On this team, he will have the most targets, the most receptions. He will be the number 1 target on this team. Not that he's not a number 1 wide receiver anymore. Mm-hmm. All it means is we have 2 number 1 wide receivers, which is why I fucking say, why the fuck do we ever just want to just run the ball? Just run the fucking ball. Fuck, dude, our weapons are in the passing game. So.
Yeah. Secondary success 1 for San Francisco. What would you suggest? No, it wasn't the secondary, man. Go back and watch. It was the pass rush. It was the front 7. Actually, the front 4 or 3, whatever the fuck they had. It's pressure on a young Jalen Hurts is what it is. Now, secondary may have went plays. I think he threw a bunch of picks, didn't he? But again, that's because of the pass rush, not because of the secondary. But I mean, any given Sunday, everybody's got a fucking plan to get hit in the mouth. So very well could be. Everything points to the exact opposite of what you're saying, but we're gonna roll with that. How about coming up on hour and a half here? What let's roll it out with predictions. You got predictions for this game?
You want to do it? You want to wait to keep it up with the Joneses Saturday?
Ooh, that's a good idea.
Let's keep it. Let's keep it for that show.
We'll keep it on hush for that. Okay, I'm cool with that. That'll give me time to actually think of a number because I don't have a number right now.
Well, I mean, I think it's obvious who we think. I think everybody knows who
we already picked Dallas.
We picked Dallas. I mean, we've already done that on the show, but our scores and shit. We'll save it we'll save it for that. Plus, my son's going to be here, so we'll let him fucking.
That's
pick
right.
It too.
That's right. Okay.
And Andrew Lunsford, dude, if you want in on the show, man, I'll send you a link on Saturday and join the show. I still got your email. I'll send it to the same email that you gave me last time.
Great one if the offensive defense plays well on Monday night. Fuck yeah. Shit, we got a shot every time if they both play well. That means we lost it on special teams if we lose, right?
Which can always fucking happen.
Especially if you got
fucking Bones, he's like a fucking assistant head coach on that fucking team.
He tries really hard to insert himself into the game plan and into like the spotlight. Like, bro, you're a special teams coach. Stay in your lane.
Oh, one more thing we'll touch on that we didn't touch on San Diego about the clock and shit like that in the last 56-yard field goal. I don't give a shit what Mike McCarthy said.
That was bullshit.
It was all bullshit. I'm not saying the clock didn't disappear.
And Tony Pollard did come off the field. I actually went back and watched it. He did come off. So I mean, those are good excuses. If you saw that, call a timeout.
That's what I'm saying. My whole point, you knew you had a timeout, and you knew when the play started,
right?
You knew how much time you had. So when the play ended, it shouldn't have been a question what you're going to do. You call the fucking timeout right there, and then you have another play. You either can run it to get try to get 3-4 more yards, or you try a safe pass play to get 4 or 5, and that's it. And if you run it and get a first down or something, you still can go clock it. Boom, you got the field goal. There was 27 seconds left if he would have called timeout when the play ended, and that's what should have happened. So I don't give a shit the clock disappeared on you or not.
In Dak's PC, he goes, I don't know. I was watching the one on the field, so I don't know. Like, can the coaches not see the one on the field? It's
Probably
right there by the goalpost.
Probably not.
It's right there by the goalpost.
I understand,
everybody
they said about that stadium, it's $1 billion stadium, and ran like a 30-cent stadium. Like there's so much. It's Hollywood. And there's so much extra shit. Like people complain about our stadium.
I got you.
Yeah, like the clock disappears. There's some of the clocks like what Dak sees, the coaches can't see.
That shit is busy as fuck. That little halo bullshit, man. It's hard to fucking like. God damn, what do I look at? I feel like there's like a million fucking sats. It looks like the goddamn NASDAQ.
Yeah, I've always said about stadium. I mean, like AT&T, I love it. I mean, it's badass. I'm not gonna lie, it's badass. It's just. Dude, give me Texas Stadium. I love that fucking stadium. I just don't like all the hoopla in the fucking stadiums.
I got to get this on live. I got to get this. Oh, first, Wendell says bad clock management. I can't go bail this out. Exactly right. Another guy who sucked last week and kind of came up and redeemed himself. Nobody wanted that shit to come down. And then when this fucking clock mismanagement bullshit comes up, we're like, fuck, dude. Now he's got to kick a fucking banger. Hey, he did it. He did it.
Yeah. That was where, like I said, I heard Mike McCarthy's excuse for it, and I'm like, that's a bullshit excuse. You knew how much time you had when the play started. That's all you needed to know. If there's no reason for you to even have a clock. All you do is like, after this play, I'm calling a timeout.
Right.
And you call a fucking timeout. You just call it, you take your last timeout, whatever down it would have been then, and you just, you pick a play. If you want to run it just to get 3 or 4 more yards, I wouldn't like that, but that's better than what you did. Or if you want to try a little out route, maybe a little pass. Dak's smart enough to know not to take no chance there. If you ain't got it, throw it away.
Right.
Exactly. And then you're stuck with the 56-yard field goal. But at least you tried.
Yeah.
This, you just let the fucking clock run out and just like, all right, we'll just accept the 56-yard field goal. It was horrible clock, man. And I'm a big McCarthy fan.
Me too.
He fucked that one.
He fucked
that one bad. It
is a little suspect. The shit just did what it did. But
yeah, as far as Pollard running off the field, I don't give a shit.
Who cares? Call
timeout. I mean, that should have been your plan the whole time.
Immediately.
You shouldn't have. I mean, they was acting like with Pollard running off the field, that they wanted him to stay on the field so they could hurry up and run another play. And I'm like, why? You have a timeout in your fucking pocket. Just take that. I know what they're thinking. Let's run another play. Then we'll call a timeout.
Then we'll use the timeout to kick the field goal. Nice and easy.
But then you're rushing that last play.
Right.
Just call timeout, bring everybody over. So this is what the fuck we're going to do.
You're probably going to get iced anyway, which is going to stop the fucking clock right before you fucking kick it anyway, right? They got timeouts left. It's the last play of the fucking game. They're probably going to fucking call a timeout and ice try to ice your guy anyway.
Yeah. It was bad overall.
We don't have to read this
on that. I just forgot about that when you talk.
We don't have to read this all the way through. I just want it on archived on the internet forever. This is a Texans fan. It's my boy. Anyways, I just want it to live on the internet forever. Anyways, That's it for me.
That's it for me, man. Anyways, like I said, everybody knows we're going to pick the Eagles, but we'll save our score predictions for our Saturday show, which is at 8 o'clock, Keeping Up with the Joneses.
Mm-hmm.
Come join us that night. I'll have my son on for a little bit. He's going to be here with me. If Andrew will give me his email, or if he wants a link, I'll send him a link. He's going to come on with us.
Yeah.
Bluff will be back.
Didn't the lunatic say he would jump on too? Maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know if we ever swapped information or whatever.
Yeah, the lunatic can come on too, and also the lunatic. I think he's gone, but I know.
Oh yeah, that's right. He did say he was going to be. He did say. Appreciate
did
you.
Did he say he was leaving?
I thought I remember something like that. He couldn't. No, but it was that show.
No, I'm asking him, is he here? Also, the lunatic. You had a message Bluff a couple of weeks ago about giving out a free shirt or something on our show, and Bluff didn't know how to answer that because we have a little thing with Twisted Gorilla, so he didn't know if we would, he didn't want to mess that up. But no, you can, if you want to give out anything free on the show, if you want us to promote anything free on the show, let us know. We have no problem. It's free, so it's not.
Yeah, I don't think that's
Twisted Gorilla angle. I mean, that's two totally different things. So you're more than welcome to promote it. You can come on and promote it with us live. You can come on, call in, whatever the fuck you want to do, or you can just do it in the chat.
We'll touch base and figure out how you want to do it.
Whatever you want to do, you're more than welcome. You're more than welcome to give out something free on the show and stuff like that. We don't have an issue with that. But I do understand why Bluff didn't know how to react to it because we had just started that thing with Twisted Gorilla, so he didn't want to piss nobody off. But yeah, no, you're more than welcome to give out a free jersey or whatever you're doing. I saw you. I know you do it on My Cowboys Family. I seen that the other day. So, and that's what reminded me of when I saw them talking about. I was like, oh shit, he asked us that time, and we never got back with him on that. 21-4 decals. Bluff has the picks. All right, cool. Bluff has the picks. We'll do it this Saturday. We'll go ahead and announce it, and we'll take care of it for you, buddy.
If you watched and liked, click like on YouTube. Leave a comment. Tell us if we suck. Tell us if we're good. Tell us anything. I 100% will reply to your comments anywhere. Usually do a pretty good job of keeping up with that. Appreciate everybody who joined in the live. If you got a second, go like. I see we got a couple there. Just go hit us up. Hit us a like. It don't take very long. It's right below that shit.
Your friend's trolling you, I think.
Oh, I'm sure. Zeke to win. Give him 20 fucking carries.
I'm about to block this motherfucker on the chat.
Yo, ultimate troll. He's the best troll there is.
Nah, I'm sure he's a cool dude.
No, he's cool. He is. I'm not trying to dog him at all. Like, follow, subscribe. We're on Facebook, Dallas Cowboys Everything, or Dallas Cowboys Uncensored Everything. Twitter, same. Our personal Twitters are right there below our beautiful faces. Well, I say my beautiful face and Charlie's. What else we got? A couple of Facebook groups I want to shout out. DC hashtag DC4L. Huge fucking group. They're always doing crazy shit in there. Bunch of giveaways, and it's a super active, super community-like group. That's 130,000 people, and I don't know how they keep it all together like that. We struggled with 10 or 12 or however fucking many.
17,000. I deleted 15,000.
Exactly. So hats off to them. And then also Dallas Cowboys War Room. Give them a shout out. Oh, Mendoza checked in late, but he made it.
Eureka
was in and out, but always
good talking shit.
We shut an Eagles out. Hey, I'm with you on that one. I think this is going to be a huge mismatch game if they do what I say. Micah don't need to be rushing a goddamn edge. Anyways, appreciate y'all. Love y'all. Appreciate you coming out. Charlie, got anything else?
What do I got?
I was just talking shit. I'm gonna cut this shit off. Y'all just talking shit.
You shouted out DC for life. That's cool.
Yep.
You told everybody where to find us. Keeping the Joneses on. One more thing, even though I talked shit to Rika, she is starting her new show October 4th, every Wednesday. So y'all be sure to check that out.
Yeah, that's exciting.
We got to upload her intro on our channel I don't think I ever did that, and that's my bad. So yeah, and that's not a spelling problem. That's a typing problem. My fingers are faster than my brain. You got any comment on that, Rika?
Later, motherfuckers.
Later,
Peace.